welcome to this tutorial on how to play The Lonely Shepherd from the movie Kill Bill. And when I heard this, I thought I've got to play it on sax because it just sounds so awesome. And actually it's not too bad, it's quite an easy-ish tune. It goes up high and later on in the track there's some awkward stuff. But actually it's alright, so hopefully listen to my demo of it and have a listen to that first, and then we'll crack on with this tutorial. So it's on pan pipes or pan flute, and it's got this really haunting sort of sound to it, so it really works with lots of vibrato and these really quick flick notes that are going on throughout it. So it starts off like this then. So we see that we're in B minor or 2 sharps most of the way through, so we're just going to play F sharps and C sharps, no fingers. Apart from that, there's not really a lot of awkward notes in it. So we're going to start off with this demi-semi kind of figure here, and all we're going to do on here is flick off from F sharp to E and then back to F sharp again. Make sure you give that its full value, and on Saxcast of course there's the backing track, the sheet music, and also a demo version of this as well, also a slower version as well for you to practice along to, so definitely play that through. Right, here we go again. So these long F sharps here always work really nicely. Hold them on for their full value, put lots of vibrato into them, and then the backing track kicks in. So on the second line we've got 5 bars of rest, and then we're going into this little B minor movement, which is sort of the main theme of this tune. We've got. Now I like to feel this in sort of 2, but you can feel it in 4 for ease of counting the faster bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and. So that's probably the easiest way to count it if you're just starting out, but eventually get to a 2 feel. Ba ba bum ba bum ba 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 ba. So that's a lot kind of just freer really and more akin to the style. But let's count it together in this tutorial in 4 so we can really break down these rhythms. So we've got 1, B, B, C sharp, D, D, F sharp, and then we're going up to the high B, so first finger octave key, B, A, B. Then the next little bit, A, G, A. Then moving on to the next line, E, F sharp. Then we've got that run again. So pretty much the same thing, so it's worth us practicing that little B minor run because it comes absolutely twice. Then on to the 4th line, A, G, A. And then again, E, F sharp. Now repeat the F sharp. And then got 1 and 2. E, D, D. Now it's worth noting that Ds on this are actually quite sharp. Or Ds in general on the alto sax are pretty sharp, so we've got to really open our throat up and get that note in tune. Definitely do this one with a tuner. It's a great piece for working your vibrato and also your intonation. It's actually quite a hard piece to keep in tune the whole way through. Get out your tuner and have a little look at some of these long notes when you're playing through. I think you'll be a little bit surprised as to how far sharp or flat you might be. Especially if you're relatively new to the instrument. If you are new to the instrument, I wouldn't really worry about this too much, to be honest. It's just getting into it really. So if you're new to the instrument, don't worry too much about tuning, just play it through. Definitely just play it through, enjoy the piece. If you've been playing a while, then it's time to work on your intonation, and this is the perfect piece to do it. Okay? So at the end of this line we've got F sharp, E, D, D, jumping up to a high B with the octave key. Next line, A, G, G, rest. So we got E, D, C sharp, C sharp. Now that C sharp also wants to often be flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a fingering to get this note more in tune. So we've got no fingers for the C sharp, but if I add my G key with my index finger there, you can hopefully see, there's my ring finger, sorry. I'm adding the G key with my ring finger. My little finger is going to go down on the G sharp key, and I'm going to press my octave key at the back. I know it looks fiddly for a C sharp, but listen to the difference. If I play normal C sharp, and then I add those 3 keys, so once more, G, G sharp key, and the octave key at the back, listen to the pitch. So there's without. And here's with. Can you hear how the pitch is going up there? So it's worth putting that on, and that is actually more in tune with those keys down. Jumping up to the high A. G, F sharp, F sharp. Repeat the F sharp again. E, D, D, next line. Up to palm key D. Palm key D. C sharp, no fingers. B, B. We're going to repeat the B. Then B, A, down to low E. Repeat the E. With the octave key, then F sharp, E, F sharp. Line 4, bar 43 there, so that's going to hold on. Da da da. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to this tune. The next bit is just little expansions on those same notes. So what I get used to doing at the minute is really hammering that first sort of page, get your head around that, and then move on to the next part when you're feeling more comfortable. So just in the next part, you'll see some high E's and things. So high E, palm key D, E flat key, and top right knuckle there. But I'm not going to cover all those things in this tutorial just because we've covered them in other songs and other areas of the site. So hopefully you've been covering those as we're going along. So you don't need me to show you all these little fiddler bits. Have a little listen to mine. So my advice to you on this one is listen to my version, listen to how I play it, and then try and imitate it or play along with it with the sheet music and also the backing track. And also have listened to the little modifications I do. So I don't always follow the sheet music, which I think is quite important that we sort of get away from the sheet music a little bit and just do our own little take on stuff. Not sacrificing accuracy, but just putting a little bit more expression and not always playing notes verbatim, thinking about our improvisation and putting a little bit of ourselves into these melodies. Alright guys, so enjoy playing with that one. It's a really great tune. It sounds absolutely awesome, so definitely do it. If you've got any versions of this recorded, by the way, why don't you send them over to me? I'd love to hear your versions, and I can even share them on the Saxcast page for other people to comment on as well, which would be quite cool. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next Saxcast tutorial. See you then, bye bye.